So,
what about the billionaires he's known to fraternize with? What about all of those
where
folks?
are they? I haven't seen any of them in social media coming out saying that's my boy, saying all this is a lie. So you tell me, where are they? I'm looking for them too. People, these are underage girls. Even folks who, and I've had some guys, I did an interview with a radio host in Chicago. And he says, oh, Reba, you know, well, these kind of allegations get made, and what's sex trafficking?
You must
How
not
do we
have
know
daughters
it's
or
forced?
sisters.
So even if people are willing to give some kind of pass on the adults in the room, when you get to children, I don't know a person, a single solitary soul that's going to give you a pass on engaging in sexual conduct with children.
If P. Diddy asked you to give, my last question to you on this subject, if P. Diddy asked you to give him legal advice on this matter, if you, dare I say, was representing P. Diddy on this matter, what advice would you give him?
Stay quiet. For one, before the raids, he was on social media, doing some Instagram videos. Stay quiet. There's nothing right now that you can say. Let your legal team do its work. Let them find those witnesses that can substantiate your claim of innocence, because you're going to need them, either in a civil case that likely, one of these cases may end up in trial, and you're going to have to defend yourself. If you find yourself indicted or charged in a criminal case, you're going to have to defend yourself. So let your legal team, hire the best lawyers you can, and let them do their work. Keep your head down and stay low profile, and just do what it is you're doing to try to keep your businesses together and your family. And most importantly, I'd say to him, your daughters. He has 3 daughters. So can you imagine your daughters having to wake up and see allegations that your father is a sex predator? Get your girls in counseling and keep them close.
I thought that was going to be my last question, but you did bring up R. Kelly, and I got to ask this. Precedence does matter. And when we see, even though that was a different situation, different case, when we see what ultimately happened with him, he's going to be serving about 30 years in jail. He's in the midst of serving about 30 years in jail. How much, if at all, does that play a role in the likelihood of a mountain of legal matters just coming down on him like a tsunami in light of what happened with R. Kelly?
It plays a big role, I think, in terms of how people are responding. Those billionaires, those buddies of his that used to party with him, I think folks are making sure they keep their distance because of what did happen with R. Kelly. Folks used to come to the defense. There were a lot of people came to the defense of R. Kelly, and only to find themselves on the wrong side of that story, the wrong side of history. See, we've had this evolution in this country around sexual assault. 15 years ago, if representing women, and I've represented a lot of women in sexual harassment, sexual assault claims, the women were shamed. They were often humiliated. They would often lose their jobs, their reputation, their positions, and the man was always believed. Now, not always, but more often than not, the man would be, somehow come out the hero. And Me Too, we've had a whole paradigm shift. I mean, it's a shift in the way these cases are treated, the way women are treated, and no longer is it the case that powerful men are given the benefit of the doubt. We are now willing and ready to hold them accountable.
What specifically shifted the paradigm? Is there any incident that stands out in your mind that changed the course of history to the standpoint that what we're living in right now, where things have changed so drastically and favorably, I might add, because this needed to happen?
Oh, the pendulum needed to swing, right? It was horrible, absolutely positively horrible. What would happen to women. I think social media had a lot to do with it. Women being willing to come forward and tell their story. There's something powerful, and there's strength in numbers. So you get one woman telling her story, it's easy to dismiss one person. You get a multiple number of people, you can even dismiss them. But look at Bill Cosby, a case like that. There were tens of dozens of women that came forward and had a story about Bill Cosby drugging them, sexually assaulting them. It's hard to dismiss that many people. And that's kind of what's happening now to P. Diddy. Cassie Ventura's lawsuit, we thought that was it. And in many ways, it just opened the floodgates for others.
It did, because she filed the lawsuit. The next day it was settled, but it didn't stop other allegations from coming down the pipe within a matter of days.
And people get emboldened. Now, some people say, and one of Sean's lawyers is a good friend of mine, some folks say it just creates a money grab. Folks who are out there just trying to grab money and, take advantage of this opportunity. I don't discount that. There are false allegations that are made, no doubt about it, but overwhelmingly, women who come forward and make these kinds of allegations, they know what they're going to face. They know the challenges going against someone as powerful as P. Diddy or Jeffrey Epstein. So this is no cakewalk. This is not easy. This is not for the faint of heart. So if you are courageous enough to tell this story, my belief is you're probably telling the truth.
Hey, I'm going to give you an opportunity to check me on my own show, because one of the things you got on me about was that, how I've been so disgusted with the Democratic Party because we're relying on a soon-to-be 82-year-old for 4 more years. And I respect your opinion so much. I respect your thoughts so much. It's not the first time I've interviewed you. I'm certainly hoping it won't be the last. But I want to give you an opportunity to get at me because of that before I let you get on out of it, because I know you do. Go ahead. The floor is yours, Aretha.
Okay, what I want to say to you is you have such an incredible platform and following, and people respect you and they look up to you. And we need your voice pulling in the direction of saving this democracy. So please save your complaints and all of your gripes about the Democratic Party until after we win this election. It is not a perfect party by any stretch of the imagination. I have my own complaints, some personal issues I have with the party.
And we're going to talk about this at a later date. Yes, we are.
I am mature enough as a voter to recognize that everything we believe in this country is on the line in this election. And we have too many folks with powerful positions and platforms pulling against us. So those of us who are going to vote for Joe Biden, and you told me you were one of them.
Yes, I am.
Then you need to check yourself so that you are not sending conflicting and contradictory messages, because somebody will tell me, well, Stephen A. Smith said he's disgusted with the Democratic Party, so I'm not voting at all. So not voting at all is a vote for Donald Trump.
I would never encourage people not to vote.
No,
I would never do that.
You're not encouraging them purposefully and intentionally, but when you say you're disgusted with the party, somebody could interpret that to mean don't vote for the